blues and indigos and anybody else that might be watching and listening. I am going to do a read aloud story from my kitchen. Here it is. And I hope that everybody's doing well and that you enjoy this story. It's called Socrates, and it is by Rascal and Gert Bogaerts. Has really beautiful illustrations, and I'll do my best to show them to you throughout. Socrates was an orphan. His parents had been snatched up by the dog catcher and taken to the pound, leaving Socrates to live alone on the streets. He dreamed of a home other than his cardboard box, and more than anything else, Socrates dreamed of having a friend. He looked to the other street dogs for company, but they just snarled and growled. They wouldn't share their scraps, and Socrates was left to rummage through garbage cans on his own. It seemed to Socrates that he was always alone. Every night he wandered the streets, wagging his tail at passers-by, hoping that one of them would take him home. But the people just looked the other way. Poor thing, some of them would mutter, but they always kept their eyes on the ground. Then, one day, as Socrates was scouring the street for something to eat, he found the most curious thing. Sniff, sniff, Socrates examined this new thing. Sniff, sniff, it certainly wasn't something to eat. Sniff, sniff, Socrates discovered the thing fit his nose perfectly. Perhaps this will help, Socrates thought, and then he went on his way. Socrates stepped inside a flower shop. For the first time, no one chased him away. The florist took a look at him and laughed a friendly laugh. Then he gave Socrates a quick pat on the head. Socrates thought the flowers looked brighter than they ever had before. Next, Socrates went to the toy shop. The shop owner smiled and said, "Here you go, boy." Then he handed Socrates a bit of his sandwich. The toys seemed to be smiling too. Socrates could hardly believe his eyes. All day Socrates roamed the streets. Everywhere he went there were smiles, pats on the head, and shrieks. Extraordinary, thought Socrates as he looked at his reflection. This thing on my nose must be magical. As the day ended, Socrates heard music, and when he turned the corner, he found the music maker. The musician looked at Socrates. "Hey there, friend," he said, giving Socrates a pat. Then the musician squinted at Socrates and said, "I see you found my glasses, and a good thing too. I can't see a thing without them. If you hadn't come along, I'd never have been able to find my way home." The musician laughed, and he stretched out his hand toward Socrates. Socrates pulled back. What, he thought? Give back this magical thing? This thing that had helped him find food? This thing that had made him so many friends? Then Socrates looked at the musician. He imagined him wandering blindly through the streets looking for his home. He imagined him hungry, slowly, Socrates stepped forward. The musician took the glasses. Then he gave Socrates a strong pat. "Thanks, fella," he whispered. "A good friend like you deserves a special treat. Let's go home and cook up some dinner." And then Socrates knew that he had indeed found something magical after all. A friend. And that is the end of this beautiful book. I hope you enjoyed it, and I hope that you get to go outside on this beautiful sunny day. And I'm missing you all, sending you a big hug through this video. Okay, bye for now.